Today is 868 day comprehension lessons to learn. I'm learning how to support your dreams, your goals, and how to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about one of the principles, life principles that I truly believe is one of the essentials, one of the essential principles to really achieve massive success, massive results. Because success leaves clues. So when you think about, you could say, what other people who achieve massive success, what they have in common? And I think that what they have in common is that when they was given small things, they did amazing things with that. And because they did amazing things with small things, they were given a lot. So when you really want to achieve success, you need to say, okay, what I'm able to take care of now? What do I have? Because if you're not able to speak in front of 5 people, that means you'll not be able to speak in front of 15,000 people. So that means that you need to take care of what you have now in the best possible way. Because only when you're able to take care of what is in front of you, very small, you will be able to take care of masses. So if you want to get a lot, you need to give a lot to the things that you have at the beginning. So you need to handle little to be given a lot. So I will share today multiple things that we need to consider those. What you're able to start small and really get massive results. Number one is learning to budget. So it means when you have a little and you're still able to save money, that means that you will build a habit that you will be able to transform to any amount of money. Because that's why so many people making more and more and more and more and more money, but they never save. They never get better situation financially because they just buy a new car, they buy a new house, they buy something new, and it always are paycheck to paycheck. So it's not the money the issue. What's the issue is the habit of how to control your money. So learning to budget, even a small amount of money, will transform your finances. Because when you will start making more money, you will be able to save more. And will make more money, will make even more. And of course, that saved money will allow you to really have ability to invest in things that really could bring you money assets. So that means that you're able to invest in assets and bring some money even more. So this is very powerful. When you have a little, you still need to have great habits, because a lot of times people say, "Oh, when I will have a lot, then I will be able to save a lot." No, that doesn't how it works. Number two is taking simple tasks. I truly believe that's why I do my YouTube channel, is that sometimes taking simple tasks and do that consistently, you're able to achieve massive success. Even reading 15 minutes a day, that is about 26 or 36 books a year, only 15 minutes a day. 26 books, I think that I counted it to 15 minutes a day is about 26 books a year. Of course, it depends on the size of the books, but on average, 26 books. Imagine if you're reading that 10 years. That means that 260 books will be read after reading 15 minutes a day. How much more wise are you able to be in the field that you are studying if you read 260 books in a couple of fields? And massive. Number three is volunteering. That means that you at the beginning you're able to really offer time and effort, but you ain't able to volunteer that time and effort. You're able to grow in the company, grow in a nonprofit. You're able to lead teams. You're able to be seen by other people how much passion and work you allocate, and you're able to make a more and more impact. That's what it's any kind of company. You're able to start from the smallest position, like a dishwasher in the restaurant, and go to really own the chain of restaurants. There's a lot of stories where people start from the bottom of the bottom, and they really go up to the highest level. And that moment, you know that you have the empathy to every single person in the company, and you know every aspect of the company because you've been in all aspects and all levels of the company. Learning new skill. Being able to say that, oh, I don't have a lot of skill, but really starting small, and if you take care of that small very, very well, it will give you more and more and more complex skill sets. I truly believe that when you start from small skills, small aspects of the skills, so that means to break down the massive skill into small aspects and really managing those small things, and really not feel overwhelmed by massive skill. That just will allow you to really build yourself from suck to not suck, maybe then to terrible, then to bad, then to not bad, then good, then better, and then of course great, and then an expert. So that means that we need to start from suck to really achieve great. Because I really love something that Terrible could turn to great, but nothing will always stay nothing. Number five is demonstrating a responsibility. That means that when you really take on small projects and you really do great with them, that means that people will see how you handle small projects. So don't overlook the power of small responsibilities. So people really want massive responsibility. They want, I want to really have massive responsibility. But how often do you take on small responsibilities? When was the last time you just took small responsibility? Because I truly believe that when you open one doors and when you go through those doors, the bigger doors can open. Because if you do not go through the first door or small doors, it might be that those bigger doors will never open. So it's always better to really go after the small doors and then and know that bigger doors will open when you go through that first doors. Proving trustworthiness. Again, this is very, very similar responsibility. When someone trusts you, and small trust, they don't give you full responsibility, they don't give you full ownership, but they really want to trust you and give you something to work on. What do you do with that? It's like, oh, like I want full trust. Or you go and perform on the trust that you received. Because you're able to build that trust. You're able to earn that trust. And not say that, oh, like I will have more responsibility, more ownership, more everything. No, you need to work on what you got. And if you have a little trust, be grateful for the trust that you were given. And trustworthiness is earned. So you go and execute them. If you have a little, that's okay. Like that's what you need to work on until you will be able to expand if you'll do great work. Number 7 is starting a business. That means that when you have a small business and you want to attract massive investors, of course you look into how you manage currently a small business. Now, of course, you want to maybe raise millions of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars, but how you manage that small business that you have? Because if you manage that business very well, it's much easier to attract massive. Because if you're not able to manage small business, how are you supposed to manage massive business? It's very, very important to understand that we always need to start and show how well we manage small before we're able to manage big. Maintain relationships. That means, again, this is one thing that is very, very important to really having a one relationship, small relationship, and being able to get deeper in that relationship and that conversations and communication, and really expand that relationship, make it deeper. And if you are not happy about just surface level relationship, you will not be able to invest in really building deeper conversation, deeper relationships, deeper communication. So we always need to make sure that the relationship we have, we need to be very grateful. At the same time, say, okay, what I'm able to do to really advance, expand my relationships that I could give, even have even better relationships. But because if you don't maintain what you have, everything will be taken away. But if you really invest and really be happy about and grateful about what you have and really build on it, it will much easier. Studying, next one is like if you grasp some basic concepts, you'll be able to later on focus on major complex things. But until you really understand the foundational basic things, like not supposed to work on really complex things. I think that a lot of times people come in and really want to learn the complex things immediately without basics, and later on still need to go back to basics, and that is going to prolong the training tremendously, because now you need to go back and forth between the basics and the actual complex things. Because we need to understand, okay, how much do I know basic things? Now, of course, you think that you will save a lot of time by going to complex things, but in the long run, if you really build very strong basic foundation, and you understand full basics, it's much easier to build something very, very complex on top of it. Now, physical fitness. This is very, very important. So that means that when you really want to be fit, and you always need to be very, very honest with yourself, where you at the moment. People quit a lot of times because they're not able to sustain the activities that they start. And I truly believe that when you start, even me, I'm really very, very fit person who trained for years and years and years. And when I didn't do exercises for a year because of different reasons, about injuries and everything, and I came back to sports, I took it super, super slow. I made a training that I did first day 1 a push-up, second day 2 push-ups, then break, then 3 push-ups, then break, then 4, 5, 6, and then little by little in 2 months I was able to do 50 push-ups. So I didn't jump to do like 20, 30 push-ups immediately. I built that up. And because I was able to build it up, like it was very, very, very easy to really build a sustainable training that I was able to sustain for a long, long time. And I truly believe that people who never been in sports, for them it's supposed to be even harder than me, because I was able to establish 1, 2, 3, and 50 in 2 months quite fast because I had the foundations. But if you're not, I could highly recommend to start from 1 push-up for a week, then 2 push-ups for second week. So every week add 1 push-up. So in 52 weeks, what will happen? In 52 weeks will be 52 push-ups. And if you're not able to do a 1 push-up at the moment, 52 push-ups is massive. It depends on the weight and everything, of course, where you are in the fitness journey. But if you really massively overweight, 52 push-ups could be massive. So don't rush anything. So that means in a month will be 4 push-ups. And that's okay. That's supposed to be proud of that. If you're able to manage 4 push-ups, in the longer they will be able to manage the 50. That is a massive, massive thing. Exactly the same with the eating and fitness. Number 11 is cooking skills. So that means if you really want to master some massive recipes, you need to start from basics. It's very hard to really make some delicious food like extraordinary without understanding how the basics looks like. Number 12 is writing. So it means that if you really want to write a book, what you're supposed to do, learn how to write paragraph. Because if you're not able to write a paragraph, how are you supposed to think that you will be able to write the book? So that means that we'll sit down, you write a paragraph, you write 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, and when you add those paragraphs, at some point, you will write a book. But you're supposed to focus on the paragraph, not on the book. So when you say like, I want to write a book, okay, so let's work on writing a paragraph. Because when you break that down and you take care of the small things, the big things will take care by themselves. When you focus on small things, big things will take care by themselves. When you really focus on those small things. Number 13 is problem solving. This is very, very important. I truly believe that when you solve a problem, you will get a bigger problem. When you solve that problem, you'll get a bigger problem. So the faster you go through those problems, the faster you'll get the massive problem that you're able to overcome. Now, the bigger problem you overcome, the more results and the more rewards you'll get. And I think that we always say that need to go towards the problems, not away from the problems. Because a lot of times we hide from problems. And of course that we delay our growth because we do not invest ourselves in solving those problems. I think that one of the best ways to improve our lives is going towards problems, solving the problem, and knowing that next will be even bigger problem. And be aware of it and be ready for it and not be afraid to really challenge the problems. Challenge yourself that you could grow, become bigger than a problem, and really go after the bigger and bigger and bigger problems. Number 14 is networking. Now, the small interactions lead to big connections. Small interactions lead to big connections. That means that when you go to network, you of course understand that you will not be able to build massive connection immediately. But only when you go and build those small connections, small interactions, will allow to lead over time to massive connections. So it means connections will not come in a day. Will be a year, 2 years, 5 years. But if you never do networking, you never do interactions, those massive connections will never come. And I think that a lot of times people say, oh, I do not have a great association. And people want to have great association in a month or 2, and somebody's not willing to go to networking events because they want association now. No, but like this is a part of the journey. If you are not able to handle small interactions, you will not be able to handle big connections. The last one that I want to mention is leadership. That means that if you're not able to lead yourself and 1 person or 3 people, and you're not able to take on the small leadership opportunities, it will be very hard to manage massive leadership opportunities. So I truly believe one of the best way to really become a leader is take on some kind of leadership position that you're able to really check yourself. It's not that oh, like this project doesn't matter, so I don't give myself fully, so I didn't perform well. No, that means that you will not you how you do one thing, that's how you do everything. How you do one thing, that's how you do everything. So if you're not able to lead the team with a full heart, the small project, that means you'll not be able to lead a full heart a big project. And a lot of times I think that people are fooling themselves, saying that, oh, well, we'll have a massive project, I will sure will do a great job. No, that is a wrong way to do it. It's not giving full of yourself, not giving full attention leads to really basically that delays us to really improve, get better. So when you take on a small project, give your all heart. That's what I want to say. So that means when you have little, give all your heart to that little that you have. Because when you manage that little to the best of your ability, it will give it much more. So I hope you just win and see you tomorrow.